Morning, everybody. It is July the 4th, 2012. I am on round 1P3, day 12, and happy 4th of July. I have good news this morning. I lost almost another 3 pounds from yesterday, just shy of 3 pounds. So I'm 1.6 over my LDW of 141, and I've lost almost 9 pounds since I got back from vacation and weighed myself Sunday evening. I know that 9-pound increase wasn't exactly accurate considering it was the end of the day and I had water and food. But at the same time, the scale said 149. So I was a little bit panicked after coming back from vacation and have steadily dropped 2 to 3 pounds a day since then. So I am stabilizing nicely. Very pleased and looking to get that last 1.6 off by this weekend, hopefully, and be on top or if I'm optimistic, under my LDW of 140. Yesterday I talked about bloat and how I felt, how I didn't have that empty, thin feeling in my belly after gaining all that weight while I was on vacation and not eating properly. And I will say, pushing water yesterday was high on my priority list, and by 11 o'clock at work my ring was spinning on my finger and my watch was also doing the same thing. It won't sit on my wrist anymore. It actually, or on the top of my wrist, it spins around to the bottom. So I was very pleased about that. That's always a good indication that I'm faring well and that I'll more than likely have a loss the following day, which is what I had this morning when I got up. So drink your water, period. That's just, when we talk about one of the most important things in this protocol is just to drink your water. For newbies out there, take your weight, and half that weight is what you should be drinking in ounces. So my LDW is 140. I try to drink at least 70 ounces of water a day. More than likely, it's usually close to 100 ounces of water, and portion it out so that you can see where you're behind. You know, put it in appropriate bottles or whatever's easiest for you, and then gauge it. Look to see, are you where you need to be, and are you keeping up? Also wanted to review, I spent the vacation with my niece. She's in her late 20s and she has struggled with her weight since she was about 7 or 8 years old. And we talked about something that I wanted to bring to everyone's attention, which I found very interesting. She talked about growing up. The plates were always on the table with the food, so you would serve yourself, but the platters were out and the bowls were out on the table. And she said that she felt one of the worst things that she got from that was that you never had to get up for a second helping or a third, and then it at times would be very difficult to even know how much it was that you even consumed in the meal, because all you're doing is reaching into the bowl or the platter for your next serving. So she talked about plating food, and then having to actually get up and walk across the kitchen to go get your next helping. And she felt that that would have been a better learning habit for her, to start gauging how many times she got up and how much she was really eating. And then we also talked about plating food on smaller plates. So we have reduced the size of our plates. We are unfortunately right now our family is so crazy that we are a paper plate family. I know it's not good for the environment, and eventually I'd like to change that, but one of the things I did was change the size of the paper plate. So I now have that smaller plate size, and the girls eat off that and are now seeing, the difference in putting it on the large dinner plate as opposed to that smaller, more what I consider like a lunch size plate. It holds a sandwich and then has a little bit of room for either a small handful of fruit or chip or salad, whatever it is. But I thought that would be an interesting concept to share with the rest of you who have very similar family habits of just having everything laid out on the table and not actually getting up and walking into another room or to another table to get your food. And for someone that struggled with her weight for 20 years, I think that that's something that we eat at a very large island, and for the most part, The salad is always out in front, but everything else, my girls have to get up and walk into the actual kitchen to get their food. So interesting concept, and think about that. And then the other thing is that 4th of July, I just made the Bisquick melt in your mouth pancakes for my kids, blueberry pancakes, to avoid having to go down to the firehouse for the pancake breakfast, because we make better pancakes at home. I talked my girls into the melt in your mouth pancakes. I don't know if any of you have ever tried them, but they're delicious. It's just on the back of the Bisquick box for those of you that aren't watching your weight. And they also had whipped cream with those, and fresh melon, bacon, eggs. And I was not hungry by the time it was my turn to sit down and eat. And the reason for that being is because I stood up and cooked and ate while I cooked. And that's what made me think about this whole plating your food. So my tip of the day is, obviously, if you're on P2 or P3 or even P4 going forward into life, plate your food. Don't start grazing. Don't start picking up and putting into your mouth, because how do you know how many pieces you've had? How many pieces of bacon did I eat? I think I had 3, but I might have had 4. I know I had 2 pancakes. And if I'd have put them on a plate, I probably wouldn't have eaten them, but I ate them hot off the grill right out of my hand. And by the way, the blueberries were delicious. But I may not see a release tomorrow because of that. And I really, truly believe, had I plated my food this morning and sat and eaten with everyone else, even though I would have been later sitting with them, I probably would not have eaten as much as I ate. So put that into play and think about that. I'm hoping everyone has a great 4th of July. Watch out for that macaroni salad and potato salad. And, if you're going to indulge in a piece of grilled protein of some sort, and stick with the salad. So happy releases, and loving the stabilization and how quickly I got back down. And I will do my best to continue today and tomorrow, and hopefully by Saturday be back on top of my LDW. Hope you guys have a great day. Take care. Bye.